Do you hear that sound? Well, that's in your kitchen. Because I'm going to show you how to make that crispy chicken saucy sandwich in your own kitchen just in a few minutes. Let's get that started. First things first, let's go ahead and cut the chicken into pieces. I have a big whole breast chicken here. I'm going to cut that into two pieces, and then the thicker part of it, I'm also going to cut it in half from the middle, just because I do not do well with thick, fat chicken pieces. We'll go ahead and start marinating, and I have some smoked paprika here. Love that in everything that I bake or make. And then I have onion powder, some garlic powder. You can add all these spices according to your own taste. That's the reason I never give measurements, because these are things that you add according to your own taste. And then I added some cayenne pepper, some salt, and buttermilk, just a little bit. Or if you don't have buttermilk, you can just add a little bit milk, half and half, whatever you have, just to mix all the spices and get it all on the chicken well. Chicken is marinated. Let's go ahead and prep all the coatings. I have two eggs here, two large eggs. I'm going to go ahead and beat them really, really well so that they can bind everything together. And then I have the panko Japanese style breadcrumbs. I recommend Japanese style. That's the one that I have been using, and it makes it really, really crunchy. And then I have Shore Lunch Cajun style breading here. That's the one that I have been using, but you can use any flavor that you like. On to the frying. Alright, let's turn the stove on, add some oil, and let it heat up while we get all the coatings ready for the chicken. I'm gonna start by dipping it in the egg first. We'll go ahead and dip both sides, cover it really, really well so it catches all of the breadings on it. Then I'll put it into the cajun first so that it gets all the flavor from this breading, and then we'll dip it back in the egg and cover both sides again, and then on it'll go to the breadcrumbs. You do want to flip it a few times, get all the areas covered. As many breadcrumbs as you have on is how crunchy it's going to be. So it's up to you. You can even coat it again, dip it in the oil and in the egg, and then dip it back in the breadcrumbs. Go ahead and add it to the oil. You do want to make sure that your heat is not more than medium or medium low. If it is anything more than that, the chicken will get darker browned on top, but it will not be cooked thoroughly. So make sure you keep it on medium to medium low heat. I'm coating the last piece here, dipping it in the egg, and then I'm gonna cover it with the breadcrumbs and go ahead and fry. We're gonna fry them for about a total of 10 to 12 minutes. Depending, we'll go ahead and check the temperature and then go from there. Just look at the bubbles. Oh my god, so beautiful. This is the freshness that you don't get outside. I don't think the quality of this sandwich matches anything that you get from outside, and that is the satisfaction. I know there are days when you can't help but you have to eat out, and trust me, that is perfectly fine. But sometimes you don't care about the work, you actually care about the taste. And the taste that you find at home is the taste that you will never be able to find at any restaurant. Let's go ahead and check the temperature again. It is at 150, 151. We'll let it sit until it's like 166 or so, and then we'll go ahead and take it out. That looks beautiful. we are all set with the frying. I'm gonna go ahead and place it on the rack and let it release all the oil. The reason for putting it on the rack is that it won't get soggy and it'll just release all the extra oil that you don't need. Just look at that chicken, still bubbling. I'm just gonna let it sit here and just adore the color and the crispiness. Guess what we're working on now? We're gonna make the most tastiest sauce to go with our sandwich. We're gonna go ahead and add some vinegar to the mayonnaise that I added, about 3 tablespoons. And then the most important ingredient here is the Louisiana hot sauce. Um, it's up to you. If you really don't like this, you can add something else, sriracha or something. But I love the Louisiana in there. Then I added some garlic powder, some cayenne pepper, some crushed pepper, salt, and some paprika. These are the same ingredients that we coated the chicken with, but we're adding little amounts of it to the sauce just to give it the same taste carrying on. All right, just go ahead and mix that sauce really, really well. You can do a taste test to see. Louisiana is sour, so make sure you don't add too much vinegar. You can always adjust to it afterwards. We got the sauce all ready. Let's go ahead and cut the tomatoes. I already have the lettuce washed and dried, so it's not wet getting onto my sandwich and making it soggy. And then you want to cut the tomatoes about a medium size, not too thick or not too thin. I have the large tomatoes here. And then we'll go ahead and cut the bread and toast, and then we'll go ahead and assemble everything once it's toasted. So we got the sauce, we got the chicken fried, and it's getting ready there, just draining out the oil from it on the rack. And now that the buns are toasted, let's go ahead and assemble. All right, that is all set. Let's go ahead and start. We'll go ahead and put this coat of sauce on there. I love putting a lot of sauce on it. My son could literally just dip this whole sandwich in sauce and eat. So I'm putting a lot of sauce on there. You can always put it according to your liking. Once it's all spread out in sauce, go ahead and place the lettuce on there. I do bring the green leaf lettuce, just because it just sits really well with these sandwiches. And then go ahead and cover that. We'll place the tomato next. That is all dressing up the whole sandwich, tomato, lettuce, sauce. And now we'll go ahead and bring the main VIP guest on there. There you go. Look at that. So beautiful. And as I said, even though I cut the chicken really, really thin, it did, with the breading and everything, it does get thick. So look at that thickness. Well cooked, crispy, very, very juicy and nice. Oh my God. Try it, and please drop your comments below and tell me how you like the recipe. And now for my carb conscious friends, I do have a surprise for you. You can use the lettuce as the base and add sauce on there, add the chicken, and chop up the tomatoes instead of putting the whole tomatoes, so that you don't end up making a mess with the sandwich. Regardless, you are gonna make mess, but the tomatoes chopped up will help. Go ahead and roll it up and eat. It is delicious. There you have it. And if you enjoyed this recipe, make sure to check out my other recipes. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified of more. Have a good day.